The creature stood in front of the little child, ready to unleash all sorts of nightmare upon them. Hi friends, Rose here. Today I will be telling you the story of the haunted school in Avatar World. On the edge of Avatar World stood an old school building named Elmbridge Elementary. It wasn't scary from the outside. It had tall windows, neatly trimmed hedges, and a bright red door. But all the students whispered stories about Room 17. Some said it was haunted, others said it was just old and forgotten. But one thing was certain, the room had been locked for years, and no teacher ever talked about it. 12-year-old Jamie always walked past Room 17 on his way to the library. He was curious by nature and loved solving puzzles. So when he noticed the rusty doorknob of Room 17 jiggling slightly one rainy Thursday, he stopped. That door moved, he thought. He looked around. The hallway was empty. Raindrops tapped the windows like fingers, and the dim yellow lights flickered above. Jamie took a step closer. He didn't touch the doorknob, just stared at it. And then he heard it. A whisper. It was soft, like the rustle of paper. He leaned in. "Jamie." He jumped back. "What?" he whispered to himself. "Did someone just say my name?" He looked both ways down the hall. No one. Just the quiet hum of the school's old heater. That night, Jamie couldn't stop thinking about the whisper. He told himself it was just his imagination. But the next day, it happened again. And the day after that. By Friday, he had made a decision. He'd go inside. Jamie waited until recess, when the halls emptied. He tiptoed back to Room 17, holding a paperclip he had bent into a makeshift key. He had seen a video about lockpicking once. He wasn't sure it would work, but he had to try. Click. The doorknob turned. The door creaked open slowly, as if it hadn't been moved in years. Dust floated in the air like tiny ghosts. Inside, old desks were scattered around, some tipped over, others covered in dusty white sheets. A cracked chalkboard hung on the wall with faint writing that looked rubbed out long ago. Jamie stepped in and closed the door behind him. "Hello?" he called quietly. Silence, then thump. He spun around. A desk in the back of the room had moved an inch, just an inch, but enough for him to see it. Something was sitting in the chair behind it. A figure. Jamie squinted. It wasn't a person, not really. It looked like a shadow in the shape of a kid, sitting still, facing the chalkboard. Jamie's heart pounded. He wanted to leave, but his feet wouldn't move. Then, the figure slowly turned its head. It had no face, but it had a voice. "You're the first one to listen." Jamie backed up, bumping into a desk. Who are you?" "I used to go here," the shadow said softly. "A long time ago. But I was forgotten. No one remembered me, not even the teachers." That's awful," Jamie said. "I waited every day. I whispered, hoping someone would hear me. And you did." Jamie's fear faded just a little. The shadow didn't sound angry, just lonely. "What's your name?" Jamie asked. "I don't remember," the shadow said. "But maybe if someone wrote my name down again, maybe I wouldn't be forgotten anymore." Jamie thought for a moment. "Do you remember anything? Anything at all?" The shadow pointed to the chalkboard. Faint letters were scratched into the bottom corner. E.H. Jamie took a piece of chalk and carefully wrote, "Elliot Harper." The moment the name was finished, a breeze swept through the room. The shadow shimmered like smoke in sunlight. Its faceless head turned toward Jamie one last time. "Thank you." And just like that, it vanished. The dust settled. The room was still. Jamie stood alone, the chalk trembling in his hand.